once now, baby, but I'll never let you in again. I let you get to me once now, baby, but I'll never let you in again. I let you get to me, I let you get to me, get to me. I let you get to me, I let you get to me, get to me. I let you get to me, I let you get to me, get to me. I let you get to me, I let you get to me, get to me.
Hello, hello, hello everyone. How's it going today? Welcome to my live Smrt class. This is stream number 4. Yeah, how's everyone doing today? Let me get my chat open. Can you hear me okay? Is everyone good? Hello, hi Gertie. Nice to see some familiar names. Awesome. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Nawar. Lali. Hi. Hello, everyone. Jose. Hi. So here I am back from a long weekend in Canada. This past weekend was Victoria Day long weekend. So yesterday was a holiday. And I had a nice long weekend. It feels like it's been a long time since I was here last, but obviously only 1 week. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's go for stream number 4. Today we are going to be focusing on present simple versus present continuous, okay? So we're moving along the Smrt 120 program and moving into Unit 2, okay, and the first grammar point about present simple and present continuous. So, good. I'm glad you can hear me well, Lane. Thank you for confirming. And yes, happy Tuesday to everybody, the 21st, I believe. So, where is everybody from? I know we have a lot of returnees, but welcome if you are new. And feel free to participate in the chat. Like always, I'll be getting lots of examples from you guys, and if you have any questions throughout this next hour, please put your question in the chat and I will try to answer it for you. Morocco, Palestine, Algeria, amazing. So multicultural, I love it. Okay. So I'm going to switch my screen. Brazil and Ukraine. Yay. Mexico. Awesome. Paraguay. Oh, great. This is an intermediate level, Martin. It's level 120 in the Smrt program. But yes, I would say intermediate, lower intermediate, that style. Okay, so I'm going to switch it over. There we go. Main display. All right, are you guys ready to start? Shall we begin? Hello, Sheriff. Indonesian, great. All right, so we'll get started. Ready, good. Like I said, today we are going to be talking about present simple and present continuous. Okay, so I'm sure many of you are familiar with these tenses, and this will be really great review for a lot of you. And if it's new information, that's great as well. Okay, so I'm going to start by going through a little bit of our Smrt platform, and we'll be doing examples as well. So let's take a look at our first sentence here. Okay, I've highlighted it. We have present simple and present continuous. Okay, so Brenda usually wears glasses, but she isn't wearing them today. So it's very important that you do use the present simple in the first clause, because in this clause we are talking about what is usual, okay? Like habit or routine. And in the second clause, the action is specific to that day, okay? So it's temporary. So let's continue on. We are going to start with the present simple, okay? Hello, Nadia. Nice to see you. Okay, so just a quick review on the form, all right? So as you know, we use the auxiliary verb do and does in the present simple tense, and that is if we need to make a negative sentence or a question, okay? So let's look at the verb with play. Now, one thing you need to be very careful of is when the subject of your sentence is he, she, or it, okay? Because that's when you do need to add your S, okay? This is a very common mistake in English writing, and luckily a very easy one to fix, okay? Just remembering the he, she, it rule. Okay, so I play, positive sentence. I play soccer, for example. Negative, you have to add your auxiliary do not, or you can contract and simply say don't, right? I don't play soccer. And if you want to make it a question, you need to use inversion, okay? And put the auxiliary verb before the subject. Do you play soccer? You could ask yourself a question. Do I play soccer? A little bit strange to ask yourself a question, though, out loud. All right, so I play, you play, okay? He, she, it plays, okay? So you do need to remember the S, all right? However, if it's a negative or a question, you do not add the S on the verb, okay? So look at the difference. He plays soccer. He doesn't play soccer, okay? And question form, does he play soccer? All right, so he, she, it, adding an S, that's on a positive present simple sentence. And then we have we play or they play. I'm going to keep going. And good, Lolly Lolly. That's a good those are two good sentences. I don't speak English. I am learning English. But you do speak English, I'm sure. You could say I don't speak fluent English yet, but you're learning it. Yeah. Good. Hello, Vikram. Nice to see you in the chat. Hi. Okay, so gone over the form. All right, so if we use a different verb, it could be I eat pizza, you eat pizza, she eats pizza, he eats pizza, it can't eat pizza. That's not possible. We eat pizza, they eat pizza. Okay? And remember, with negative, with he, she, it, the S is removed. She doesn't eat pizza. Question form, it's the base verb as well. Does she eat pizza? Okay. So we're going to keep going here, and we have a few spelling rules to review, okay? So if you have a verb and it ends in Y, okay, it's a common rule that we change Y to IE before the S, okay? So look at some examples of our verbs. So study would be he studies, okay? So I study with a Y, he studies, IES, okay? Same with try. I try, she tries. Marry, marries. Fly, flies. Cry, cries, okay? So that's a common spelling rule pattern that you can remember. Hello, Mansoor, nice to see you. And Badar, hello. Good, welcome. Okay, and there's an exception to that. Y does not change to IE if you have certain endings on the verb, okay? So that is like AY, EY, OY, and UY, okay? And you can see those examples here. Plays, says, buys, enjoys, stays, okay? And one more spelling rule, and then we'll get into lots of examples, okay? So the final spelling rule is if you have a verb that ends in a lot of these combinations, okay? ES, SH, SS, CH, or X, we often add an E before the S, okay? And this also changes the pronunciation. For example, wash and washes, okay? So you do pronounce the E here. Pass, passes. Teach, teaches, okay? The final S sound for pronunciation, it has three options, okay? It can sound like an S or a Z or an ES, okay? You can't see the typing. Oh, I can make it a little bigger. Maybe that can help. Yes, sorry, I make it bigger for sure. Yeah, my mistake. Is that better? I hope so too, Nawar. We're going to get into a more natural way of learning with these tenses, and that is in coming up with many examples. So hopefully that will help. I know this beginning information is not too exciting, okay? But just going through it. So now, that being said, we're done with the spelling rules, okay? Let's get into the actual use of this tense. I would say in my experience teaching English that often students kind of overuse the present simple, maybe using it when they should in fact be using the present continuous, for example, okay? So let's go over some use. Okay, so first of all, present simple, it's to describe actions that are repetitive, okay, repeated. When we're speaking about these actions, we're not talking about what is happening in that moment of speaking. We're talking about general truths and actions that often happen, okay? So it's a very common tense when you're getting to know somebody, right, for the first time. Good, okay, so like I said, I'll go through some of these examples and then we're going to come up with our own examples, okay? So, repeated actions. Repeated is a key word for the present simple. It needs to be actions that are repetitive, okay? So, there are some different topics we can talk about. Habits, okay? Hobbies. A daily event, meaning something that you do most days. Could be a scheduled event that we talk in the present simple. So actually future, but we use the present simple tense, okay, for scheduled events. And just things that often happen, okay? And there are kind of language patterns that make it sound repeated and regular, and we'll go over words like that. And facts, yeah, we'll get to that for sure. Good. So Zuhail, good question. The difference between a habit and a hobby. Well, I suppose the difference could be the enjoyment of it, right? Hobbies are done because you enjoy doing that activity, like snowboarding, playing soccer, fixing old computers, whatever it may be. Hobbies are done for the enjoyment, right? Whereas habits, I mean, you could enjoy a habit, but generally habits have a purpose, right, for productivity. I mean, we could have good habits and bad habits, of course. But yeah, hobbies are to have fun, okay? Yes, habits can be good or bad, and we'll think of some examples. Hobbies, having fun, yeah. Often when you're meeting somebody, they might ask you, what are your hobbies, okay? So let's see. In the case of hobbies, we see this little girl in the picture, okay? And she's obviously very happy, and she's talking about her hobby. I play tennis, okay? If she wants to talk about what she doesn't do, of course you need your auxiliary. Do not, okay? Don't. I don't play soccer. And of course, asking somebody, use inversion, do before subject. Do you play tennis or soccer? Okay. So moving over into my document. How is the writing? Is it nice and big? Everyone can see it? I think it's good. So let's come up with some examples. I want you to tell me in the chat some example sentences of your hobbies specifically, okay? And I'll start us off with my own hobbies. I love to ride my motorcycle. Oops. And go snowboarding. Okay. Another tip, when we are talking about hobbies, we often use gerunds or infinitives. And this language point we'll talk about in a later stream, okay? But infinitive, to, and a base verb. Gerund is an ing word that comes directly after another verb. Okay. So let's see. Vladimir has a question. I play tennis tomorrow. I am playing tennis tomorrow. I will play tennis tomorrow. What's the difference? Good question. The first sentence does not work because of the word tomorrow. Okay. If it's a definite plan, you should say, I am playing tennis tomorrow. Okay, present continuous. That's the correct tense to use for personal, definite plans in the future. And we're going to talk more about that too. So let me put some of your sentences down. Good. So I see Nawar says, I play tennis every week. That's awesome. Good sentence. And another one from Saddam, I play football every Sunday. That's great. I'm assuming you mean soccer, right? Because all over the world, football is soccer. But as I'm sure you know, in North America, football is tackle each other with the different shaped ball and trying to get a touchdown. So, but I'm assuming you mean soccer. Let's see here. I'm seeing some really good examples. I want to put more on our document. Good. I listen to music every day. Lolly lolly. That's awesome. So do I. And I like Spotify. If you have that app, it's really good. I listen to music every day. Good. I drink coffee in the mornings. Tatiana, good job. I drink coffee in the mornings. And I like that you added your S on mornings because you're talking about all mornings. So that's really good. I also do. I love coffee. Good, let's see. I like to run every morning. Pillar, good job. I like to run every morning. Good for you. Very, very motivated. I hate running, to be honest. I'm not good at it. Okay, so let me read some more examples. I love cooking. Good, Saima. Karina, I love to run. Awesome. Khalil says, I enjoy reading books and articles. Good, me too. So Nadia, I go to swim every week. With the verb go, it's best to say I go swimming every week, okay? With the ing. Gertie, I love to go hiking every single day. Good, yeah. Dar, I adore hiking and playing guitar. Good word, adore. If nobody knows, if somebody is wondering what adore means, it's a strong love for something, okay? And Diego, I enjoy working out. Nice. Me too, but I'm not that strong. Lolly says, my hobby is cooking. I cook every day. Good. So we can see a theme in all of your examples, and a lot of that theme is that I'm seeing every day, every Sunday, every morning, okay? And this word every with a day of the week, or every month, every Sunday, every morning, every afternoon, this is what goes with the present simple, okay? Because it's telling the listener that it's repeated. It's not, you're not talking about right now, you're talking about all the time, okay? Ahmed, it's okay if you're late. I'm glad you came. That's good. Okay. Good. Let's see. So, Lolly, I go to work every day. Okay? It should be I go to work every day. I use WhatsApp every day. I learn English vocabulary every day. Okay. Pamela, I love to read at night is correct. Okay? I'll write it on document. I love to read at night. That's all you need to say. I love going to Florangel. Good job. Just don't forget your article, okay? I love to go to the beach on weekends. Awesome. I'm seeing a lot of great hobbies. You guys are very fun people. It's great. Zaman, I do not do anything almost every day. So I think maybe you mean I don't do anything every single day. Maybe that's what you mean. I'm not sure. I am understanding that in that every day for you is kind of different, and you have not many days that are exactly the same. So we could even change. I don't do the same thing every single day, maybe. Gertie, I'm glad you're watching. I'm so happy that you're coming every week. That's awesome. Yeah. Rita, I'm great. Thank you. I just had a long weekend, so I'm very well rested and ready to go. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to Smrt and take a look at some other Danilo. Yes, it is a dangerous word for learners. So is beer and bear. Okay, I often hear students telling me about the beer they saw in the forest, but definitely pronunciation would be bear instead of beer. Okay, so in the next example, my big head is in the way, but as you can see, there we go. So the train leaves every morning at 8 a.m. or the train doesn't leave at 9 a.m. When does the train usually leave? Okay, So here we're talking about a timetable event, okay? And this is usually, public transportation. Now, let's talk about habits, all right? So here we have a bad habit. She always forgets her purse. She never forgets her phone, of course. And a question. Remember, we can have a question word before our auxiliary verb. So why does she always forget her purse? Okay. So I want to go back to the document and I want to talk about habits. Okay. Habits. So we can bold that. Can you please give me some examples of some habits that you have? They can be good habits, they can be bad habits. I'll start us off with one of my habits. Take the bold off. I drink 2 glasses of water every morning. Okay, and I can even make it a longer sentence before I leave for work. Okay, that's something that I do every morning. Okay, now let's hear some of your habits. Mubarak question, is it right if I say I play football at the weekends? In North American English, it's more common to say I play football on the weekends. Okay? On the weekends instead of at the weekends. Okay. So let's see here at some good habits or bad habits. Karina, I do exercise every night. Yeah, do is not actually totally necessary unless you're going to use exercise as a noun, which would be plural, right? I do exercises. I do exercises every night. If you want to make exercise your verb, you can just say, I exercise every night. Okay, good. Let's see some more habits. I usually wake up at 5 a.m. Mehdi, wow, that's very early. So if you're somebody who loves to wake up early, we call people like that an early bird. So you must be an early bird. So let's see, Jose, I talk on the phone all the time. Good. That's definitely a habit for sure. I always get up late in the morning, Ahmad. Yes, good. Me only on the weekends. I can sleep in. Gertie, I comb my hair every day. Good, good. So, do you know the difference between a comb and a brush? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see here. I wake up early at 6 a.m. every day. Mansoor, nice, very early. Yeah. Nadia, I pray 5 times every day. Good job. Don't forget your S. So I'll just add that. Times with an S. 5 times every day. Awesome. Tatiana says, what does Julian give me some advice? If you zoom out of the Google Doc window and increase the font size, good trick. Good trick. Okay. I'll just start from here. Maybe make it 18. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Julian. Okay. Mrs. Julia always comes on time. Thank you, Rita. Yes, so with your adverb always, you should put that before your main verb. Mrs. Brown, I suppose it would be my last name. Yeah, always comes on time. We don't need the, just on time. Yeah. Okay, so let me see a couple more examples. Noah, I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, which makes my life difficult. Yes. Wow, everybody on the chat seems to be early birds, but maybe not by choice, right? Sometimes we have to wake up early to get to our jobs. I wake up at 6:45, 7 a.m. usually. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of good and bad habits. I smoke a lot. Yeah, it's a common bad habit. My bad habit, I bite my nails. That's really bad habit. I can't seem to quit. I want to though, really badly. Mansoor, good. You follow Smart English. That's awesome. We are happy you do. Okay, so I'm seeing so many examples every day. Good, good. Okay, awesome. So, like I said, a lot of expressions like every day or in the morning, okay, that kind of thing. I take my shower in the morning, okay, whereas some people take their showers at night. An example of keeping it repetitive. Noir, I don't make my bed every day. Good, another example of a maybe bad habit. But don't worry, I'm also guilty of that. Sometimes there's just no time. Yeah. And Nadia, good. You could also, instead of saying I drink coffee a lot, you can say I drink a lot of coffee. Okay. Oh, Gertie, I know it's a disgusting habit. I know. I'm trying not to. Okay, I'm going to go back to Smart. Here we go. And moving on to some facts and generalizations. Okay, so in this example in Smart, we have an example of a fact. Okay, every 12 months, Earth circles the sun. The sun doesn't circle Earth. Does the sun circle Earth? For a question. So, as you can see here, we also have more information on facts or generalizations. If we're talking in the present simple, it can mean that we believe what we're saying is true. Okay, now, true before, true in the future. So, you know, we can talk about facts like, for example, Toronto is in Canada, but it's also really depending on the person speaking, because one person can say something that they believe is true, another person can say something they believe is true, right? You can also assume about other people. Like I could say, my dad doesn't like pizza, and he could say, no, you're wrong, I like pizza. So it depends, right? Let's take a look at some examples. Cats like milk. Birds don't like milk. Okay. California is in America. Fact. California is not in the United Kingdom. Okay. Remember, if our be verb is the main verb of a sentence, we don't need to use don't, we just use not. Another fact, sushi comes from Japan. Sushi doesn't come from Australia. Okay. So let's go back to the document and come up with some facts, but also generalizations. Okay. Speaking in general. That's another time using present simple. So just make this bold and get my point. Okay, so let me see here. Let's get some examples. You can use facts and just even your own opinion on things. You can speak in general as well, okay? So let's see. This time morning without S in the last example. Let me see. I take my shower in the morning. You know, you could add it. You could have it there. I take my shower in the mornings. And where was the other one? I love to go to the beach on weekends. Yeah. If you wanted to, so that's the difference between using the and not using the. Okay. On, if you use the, there would be no S there. I love to go to the beach on the weekend or on the weekends. Okay. So, sorry, some facts, generalizations. Jose, I am living in Vancouver. I'm not from Vancouver, but I live in Vancouver now. Yeah, I'm from Ontario, actually, near Toronto. So yes, Trump is the president of the United States. Okay, and I can, capitalize president. Okay, let's see. Good, Abdullah, of the USA, or the United States. Gertie, good. Don't forget your article. The sun is the most natural source of heat on the earth. Good. Rice boils under, so we should say a gas stove because we're introducing gas stove for the first time in the sentence. The earth is round, yes. Okay, good. Students make mistakes while learning. Great example. It's very true. I think anyone makes mistakes while learning, right? It's part of the process. Okay. Karina, dogs are the most human friend in the world. So, maybe we do need to change your example a little bit. Dogs, oops, we can say dogs are the most common, perhaps adding that word. Dogs are the most common, maybe you mean animal friend to humans in the world. Dogs are the most common type of animal friend to humans in the world. Maybe that's kind of what you mean. Yeah. Marijuana is legalized in Canada. That's good, true. Canadians are so kind and friendly. Thank you. It's a generalization that I think is a pretty common generalization. Often true, but not always, right? Articles drive me crazy. Yeah, they are tricky for sure. Poutine is a popular food throughout Canada. That's right, Pamela. Yeah. It originated in Quebec, I believe. Gertie, China is the biggest country in the world. Isn't it Russia? I would have to double check on that, but maybe you can check and let me know. I thought Russia was the biggest country, but I could be wrong. So brushing teeth every day keeps away rot. Yes, we don't need of, just rot. Okay. You're right. That's right. Narayana. Sorry if I pronounced that badly. Yes, zero conditional presents facts. That's right. Okay. Thank you, Valeria. Okay, so we're going to keep going because we have a lot to cover still. Back to my document here with Smrt. When we talked about scheduled events in the near future, okay, we can use the present simple. So like I said, this is most commonly done when we're talking about public transit, but it can also be for other events as well. Let's take a look. The train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. So even though it's in the future, we do use present simple because it's part of a set timetable, okay? So it's not up to us when the train leaves. It's part of a set schedule, okay? Another example, the bus doesn't arrive at 11 a.m., it arrives at 11 p.m. We can ask a question, when do we board the plane? When does class begin tomorrow? The party starts at 8 o'clock, okay? It can also be about holidays as well. Russia is geographically the largest. Okay, good. Mediterranean food is so healthy and delicious, yeah. Okay, so if you're ever confused about why present simple is used about something that's going to happen in the future, most likely it's because it's a scheduled time event, okay. Okay, so one more thing with the present simple, we're talking about adverb placement, okay? So usually you'll find the adverb before the main verb in a sentence, okay? There is an exception to that. If the main verb is be, then we'll put the adverb after. Let's look at some examples. You only speak English. So if we see our main verb is speak, we'll put our adverb before. Question form, do you only speak English? Another example, she doesn't always come late. Or she always comes late, positive. I usually go to bed early. And then here we have two examples where be is your main verb, so that therefore the adverb is after. He is always late. She is never happy. Okay? Or he is always on time, for example. So back to the document. The game starts at 9 a.m. is a good example of a scheduled event. Yeah. The theater, Noah, don't forget your article, the theater opens at 7 p.m. Good. How many languages do you speak? Yeah, that's a good present simple question, for sure. Yeah, I can speak English and French and a little bit of German. Okay, back to my document. Some examples I can put that you had the theater opens at 7 p.m. Good. The game starts at 9 p.m. Okay. And Vladimir, it can be both. It can be on time or in time. On time is just generally for somebody who is not late, okay? Like, I am always on time. In time will usually be used if you are trying to arrive in order to do something. Like, you got here just in time to see the movie, okay? Or something like that. The match starts at 9 o'clock. Mr. Kent's class starts on Wednesdays at 2:30. Good. And it is never on Saturdays. That's good. Or never on Saturday. No S, yeah. Okay. Guten Tag, Khaled. The class always starts at 3 p.m. I am always on time for English lessons. Awesome. You guys are great. So let's go and take a look here. Adverb placement. I wrote the notes down again, and remember, I'll share this document with you after. But let's look at some examples. Here are some common frequency adverbs that we use with the present simple. These words also let the listener know that you're talking about a common repeated action. Okay. So, always. I always read before I go to bed. Okay. Or some more examples. She always checks her phone when she wakes up. Okay. Another example with always. My brother always eats a sweet potato before training, for example. Good before working out, I suppose. Okay, and yeah, let's go to often. Her sister often comes shopping with us, okay, when something happens a lot. Kind of like always, a little more formal, okay. I always watch YouTube channels, good. The managers always start the work before us, good. Yeah, just remember no S on the verb starts. The managers always start the work before us. We have some more examples, okay? We have sometimes. I sometimes go to the gym. I sometimes read magazines. I sometimes visit the library, okay? Occasionally is another word for sometimes. They are the same meaning, sometimes, occasionally. For example, they occasionally buy cookies, or the mother occasionally takes her children to McDonald's, for example. Mansoor says, I always drink tea as soon as I wake up. Good. Nawar, I often sleep early. So that's a good example and a common, we should say, I often go to sleep early. I often go to sleep early or go to bed early. He occasionally goes to the cinema. Yeah, don't forget your ES. He occasionally, oops, that's not going to be right. He occasionally goes to the cinema. Good. Let's see some more examples. I often study on my bed. Good. I often go to the gym. Often go to sleep early. My mother always looks beautiful. Nice. Very sweet. I hardly ever drink beer. Good. Good. Khaled, he always throws the garbage in the morning. Is it a true sentence? You could say he always, let me go back and put your example there. He always takes out, you would say, he always takes out the garbage in the morning. Yeah, yeah. You could say he always throws out the garbage in the morning. It's both. Both are fine. Yeah. Jacqueline, I never watch TV. Good, good. That's awesome. Okay. Hardly ever, something you also do very rarely. Yeah. She hardly ever does the homework. Good. Mansoor, hardly ever, it just means rarely. Okay. It's another way to say rarely. Okay. For example, I hardly ever take the bus. Yeah, it means I rarely take the bus. Same meaning, okay? She always drinks the water before go to bed. So you should make sure she always drinks. So water does not need an article unless you're being specific. If you're being general, you don't need to use the. She always drinks water before and then gerund going to bed. This is a gerund, okay, after preposition. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. I'm looking at the time and we should keep going, okay? So as you can see, these are very common adverbs used with the present simple. They go before the main verb of the sentence. If your sentence is if you have the be verb, you should put it after. For example, they are never on time, like I said. Or, for example, he is hardly ever here. Okay, so after your be verb and after your be verb. So that's something to pay attention to. If your main verb is your be verb, your adverb will come after. Good. Seldom lolly lolly is the same as hardly ever. That's right. And you will see that on, many lists if you Google adverbs used with present simple. This is not a complete list, it's just a lot of the common ones. Yeah. Danilo, nice. Yes, I feel you. Me too, me too. So your sentence, I rarely have money is a little more common way to say it. I rarely have money at the end of the month. There you go. Yeah. Good. Okay. So, back to my Smrt. Good. Okay, so guys, as you can see, we've been talking a lot in the present simple. Okay, so we're talking repeated actions, but now we need to quickly go over the present continuous. Okay, so let's go over the form quickly. Present continuous, we need to use our auxiliary verb, our be verb, right? So we have am, is, are, and then we need to use verb ing, okay? So I am sleeping, you are sleeping, he's sleeping, she's sleeping, it's sleeping, we're sleeping, or they're sleeping, okay? In speaking, native speakers often contract their subject and their auxiliary verb. Not always, but often. Now with present continuous, if it's negative, you simply need to add not, okay? You can contract as well, I'm not sleeping. And if you need to ask the question, inversion, okay? So am I sleeping? Let's cruise through into the use, okay? Okay, yes, good. Be verb ing, present continuous. So we are now being more specific to what's happening now, okay? So, for example, if I ask you, what do you do in the present simple, what do you do? I want to know about your job, right? What do you do? Or I want to know about your life and how do you spend your time? Do you study or do you work? What do you do, right? However, if I'm saying, what are you doing? Usually they're asking right now, what are you doing? Okay, and they want you to describe to them what you are doing right now. For me, right now, I am sitting here and I am teaching English to all of you lovely people. Okay, so, and good, Mansoor, we are going to talk about using present continuous for future. Definitely we'll talk about that. Good. Oh, Noir, I'm having problems with my boss these days. Yes, hopefully that's not true, but if it is, good luck. Yeah, Badar, yes, everyone wants to know about the future. So let's see here. Okay. So actions happening now, of course, present continuous, right now. Okay. And we are all doing kind of the same thing. So that's just kind of one example. You are all watching me, and I am looking at you, even though I can't see you. Good. What are you doing? So, I mean, yes, maybe you could, think of it as being interrogated, but it's a pretty common question, actually, just to figure out like what your friends are doing. Another common way is, what are you up to? But it's not a continuous question. What are you doing, or what are you up to right now? Okay. So let's go see some examples. You are not swimming now. We are not swimming now. It can be negative. Question, are you sleeping? I am sitting. We are learning English right now. I'm not standing. This is true. Question, is he sitting or standing? They are not watching television. They are reading their books. Okay, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing your homework? This could be more of an interrogative question. So we can also talk about when we're in the middle of doing something. Sometimes the action's not actually happening right, like as you're speaking, but it's something you've started and you're not finished it yet. For example, I'm reading a really good book right now. As you can see, I'm not reading it right now, but in life, it's a temporary action that I am doing, and eventually I will finish, but I have not finished yet. Nice. Okay. Some more examples. I'm studying to become a doctor. Okay, so obviously this takes many, many years. The person in the process of that would use the continuous tense. I'm reading a really interesting book these days. Okay, same kind of example as mine. And Samantha is studying at university. Okay, so to describe kind of temporary actions. They don't need to be happening at the moment of speaking necessarily, but they are temporary actions. We can use words such as today, this week, this month to talk about actions that are going on for a little bit longer, okay? For example, somebody working in sales, they might say, I'm having a good month this month. I'm making lots of sales. Okay, I'm making a lot of money. Or illness. He's coughing a lot today. He must be sick. We also talk with the present continuous about changes. Louisa, I am cooking for my family this week. That's a good example. I'm drinking coffee and watching TV now. Mohammed, awesome. I wish I had a coffee. So Amar, since here is almost midnight, my eyes are starting to glaze over. Oh yes, it's late. Your sentence should be, since it is almost midnight here, my eyes are starting to glaze over. That's good. When your eyes get blurry and very tired, this means glaze over. Okay. I am working on improving my speaking skills these days. Good. I am changing my haircut. Okay, so that would be a plan for the future. We'll get to the future in a moment. Exactly. Yes, Nayarena. Yes. Present perfect continuous is also to talk about something that, started in the past, but it's not finished yet. That's right. Yeah. But it needs to be, never mind. You're correct. Okay, changes. We use a lot of these verbs to talk about changes, like increase, okay? Gas prices in Vancouver are increasing. The temperature is rising, okay? The city is changing. Your English is improving. Okay. We could say, I am getting tired, for example. Our bills are growing, we could say. Okay, and there are some more examples on Smrt here. Have you seen gas prices recently? Wow, prices are really rising. Or, I love this time of year. Flowers are growing and birds are singing. Okay, this would be an example of changes happening in the environment. Your English is really getting better. Good. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now finally moving into the future with continuous. Okay, so sure plans about the future. We didn't put some. Okay, so with the present simple, we talked about using it for future sometimes when what you're talking about is a result of a timetable. So not in your personal control. You don't control the time really with the present simple. Talking about public transportation or holidays or somebody else's party or something like that. Okay, but present continuous. Hi, Mark. Present continuous we use for our own plans where we control the plans and the time and the details. Okay. The demand for ice cream is mounting. Yes, yes, yes. Because summer's coming, yeah, for sure. If you say, I am getting tired, it means that, yes, maybe you're feeling tired when you say that, but it's just beginning, right? If you're saying, oh, I'm getting tired, you still have some energy, but the energy is going down quickly, okay? Okay, so personal plans. We usually use present continuous if our plan is definite, like 99% going to happen, and we usually make it more official with details. For example, Lolly Lolly says, I'm going to Italy, capital, and she said next week. That's awesome. I just went to Italy over Easter. I went to Florence and Pisa and Lucca. Very, very beautiful. I love Italy. Okay, so next week, this is what makes it sound official, right? If we say, I'm going to Italy, it doesn't really sound like you have plans. It sounds like you have intention, which would probably be using be going to. I'm going to go to Italy sometime. But if you know, it's better to use continuous. I'm going to Italy next week. Let's see some more examples. Gertie says, I am going to Montreal next Saturday. That's awesome. If that's true, that's awesome. I love Montreal. Yeah. Mehdi says, I am visiting, my grandma on Friday. Don't forget your preposition on Friday. Good. And Badar says, I am definitely going to get married one day, or you could use it as a verb. I'm definitely going to marry one day. Yeah, so that would be going to, actually. I am planning to come tomorrow night. Yeah, you can say that. I'm going to work tomorrow in the morning. Yep. I am marrying you. I will marry you. I mean, it depends on the situation. If you I am marrying my fiance next summer or something like that would be the definite plans. I will marry you would be an agreement to the question. I'm planning to read a great book next week. Good, yeah. I'm taking a lesson tomorrow evening. Awesome. I'm going to be on vacation in June. Awesome. Good examples. Everyone's got great examples. Awesome, Gertie. I hope you have fun. Make sure you eat some poutine. It's very good there. I'm freezing here. Good. So that would be describing in the moment. The train is leaving at 5 p.m. So students are getting ready soon. Yeah. Sometimes with public transit, if it's a special train, you can use the continuous or the simple. The train leaves at 5 p.m. Both kind of are acceptable. Oh, congratulations, Mansoor. That's awesome. I'm going to buy a house by the beach. Nice, Mark. Awesome. Okay, so as you can see down on my document, here are some common time expressions that we use with the present continuous. At the moment would be to describe what you are doing in the moment of speaking. I'm watching TV at the moment, okay? These days, to talk about longer actions, right? Temporary longer actions. Paul's living in Australia these days. Oh, right now, we can say, for example, what are you up to right now was one of the examples, or what are you doing right now? That's the same meaning. Okay. Ahmed, I'm going to take 5 courses in the following week. Good. I'm watching a Smrt live class right now. Don't forget a before Smrt. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Okay, just an example. That's fine. Yeah, I don't really, I never know if you guys are giving me just an example or if you're telling me something about your life, so I don't really know. I just assume. Okay. So, Australia is, people call it down under, as yes, that is something that happens. I'm going to the cinema next week. Yeah, good. So giving more details with the present continuous is what makes it sound a lot more official, a lot more definite, okay? Okay, let me see. So we're coming up at the end of our hour here. Does anyone have any last questions before we sign off for this week? Next week we're going to be talking about stative verbs versus dynamic verbs, okay, and the rules that go along with that. But yeah, we can go back up to the top here and back to Smrt, back to the top. Let's see, at the moment, I am chasing a mosquito. She drank all my blood. Or he, you don't know. Yes, well, that is very annoying. I hate mosquitoes. Okay, so just a quick recap. Okay, we talked about the present simple versus the present continuous. Present simple, you need to be talking about general truths, things that happen all the time, things that are repeated, hobbies or habits, facts, generalizations, okay, daily events, timetable events. These are all different topics that are commonly used in the present simple, okay? And present continuous, of course, to describe what is happening at the moment of speaking, okay? And temporary actions in your life that are happening, and also definite plans for the future, okay? Which is down here, and changes as well. Okay. Okay, so I am signing off, and I'll be in the chat for a moment or two, so I will say goodbye to everyone, and I hope you got something useful out of this hour together, and it was fun chatting with you all. Thank you so much for your amazing examples. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and I will share the document with you guys. I'll do that after. So yeah, thank you very much, and hope to see you again next week. Have a great evening or morning. I don't know what time it is where you are, but have a great day, okay? Signing off. Bye.